launching right now, and I'm just live streaming my live reactions.
With our reasoning models. But GPT-5, it eliminates this choice. It aims to think just the perfect amount to give you the perfect answer. Now, something like this takes a lot of hard work. We've had to do a lot of research to make GPT-5 the most powerful, the most smart, the fastest, the most reliable, and the most robust.
GPT-5 is launching right now, friends.
Today, we're going to show.
I'm going to have my live reactions here on Instagram.
In writing, in learning, and in health. But GPT-5 isn't limited to these domains. It's very useful in all cases where you require deep reasoning or expert level knowledge in things like math, in physics, even in things like law. And the exciting thing is we're excited to make this available to everyone, even to our free tier. After we show our demos, we're going to be talking about how GPT-5 supercharges our ChatGPT app and our API. We believe that GPT-5 is the best coding model on the market today. To start, let's have Max talk a little bit about the benchmarks and how the models stack up.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So as Mark said, we think GPT-5 is by far our smartest model ever. So let's start by talking through some evals. Now, evals aren't everything, and they don't tell you everything about a model, but they can highlight its intelligence. And GPT-5 performs exceptionally well on a range of academic evals across subjects. It outperforms both our previous models and other models on the market. So picking up first on the theme of coding, GPT-5 sets a new high on SWE-bench, which is an academic eval that tracks performance on real software engineering tasks.
I see you, Johnny.
Now, this again is an eval, but we think it will reflect the model's performance in the real world. GPT-5 also performs very well on Aider Polyglot, which measures its ability to implement complex functionality in a variety of different
Wow, it's a lot better than their O3 model, which is insane already.
GPT-5 performs exceptionally well at multimodal reasoning, setting a new high on MMMU, actually outperforming both our previous models and
so their O3 model is already phenomenal, and these charts show that the GPT-5 is much higher than its O3 model, which is remarkable.
GPT-5 is also excellent at mathematical reasoning, as shown by its performance on AIME 2025. Now, this is an exam that American high school students take to.
Let me see if it's live on my phone yet.
International Mathematical Olympiad.
Go to update the app.
GPT-5 performs exceptionally well, again, beating our previous models and other models that are out there. Now, moving beyond academic.
Well, there's an update. There's an update.
Cases. We put a lot of work into
3,
making GPT-5
2,
the
1.
most reliable and accurate model in the world. Language models historically have been plagued by hallucinations, factual errors that make it hard to rely on their outputs for actually important tasks. For GPT-5, we made improving factuality, especially on open.
Okay, it's not live on their phone app yet.
A priority. We also built a set of new evals to track this, and we're very happy to report that GPT-5 is by far our most reliable, most factual model ever.
Most factual.
GPT-5 also performs exceptionally well on health-related questions.
That's Mark.
Now,
I was on stage with them a year and a half ago in MIT. Small world.
But again, we're very happy to report that GPT-5 is by far our most reliable model.
I was talking about DALL-E 2.
So all of this together
their product.
adds up to a model
Early days of
that is
OpenAI.
faster,
Well, at least in the zeitgeist.
and more accurate for everyone who uses ChatGPT. So now Rennie will talk to you about how to actually use GPT-5.
Thanks, Max. The best part is that we're bringing this frontier intelligence to all users.
Woo!
GPT-5 is rolling out today for free, plus, pro, and teen users.
Wow, it's coming to everybody.
And next week, we'll roll it out to enterprise and EDU. For the first
Oh
time,
my God, it's coming to
our most
everybody
advanced model will be available
all at
for free
once.
tier. Free users will
It's even
start
available
with
at the free
GPT-5,
tier.
And when they hit their limit, they'll transition to GPT-5 Mini, a smaller but still highly capable model. It actually outperforms O3 on many dimensions. Plus, users will still have significantly higher usage than free users.
We're watching the launch
And
event
those
for
subscribers will get
GPT-5.
unlimited GPT-5, along with GPT-5 Pro. Extended thinking for even more detailed and reliable responses when you just need that extra depth. Team, enterprise, and EDU customers can also use GPT-5 reliably as their default model for everyday work.
I want to see how she
With
uses
generous
it.
rate limits that enable entire organizations to use GPT-5. And all the tools you already know: search, pilot, image upload, data analysis with Python, Canvas, image generation, memory, custom
Wow,
instructions.
all of this stuff.
They'll all just work on GPT-5.
Great.
Thank you so much, Max. Thank you so much, Randy. We've just seen a lot about how the model stacks up in terms of benchmarks, but there's nothing quite like seeing it live.
Live
We're
demo.
going to see a couple of live demos now presented by Tina, by Elaine, and Jan. Thank you so much.
Live demo time, baby.
Elaine, can you
It's a
show us how
MacBook Pro.
smart the model is?
Sure, thanks so much, Mark. I'm Elaine. Reasoning ChatGPT's ability to think deeply through complex problems is now built into GPT-5. It will automatically think whenever needed, delivering a more comprehensive, accurate, and detailed answer to you. Just as Sam said, it's like having a team of PhDs in your pocket. So let's see that in action. Suppose your kid is in middle school physics and they want to learn about
You like
Bernoulli
the
effect.
presenter.
They need your help
It sounds
with their
like
homework.
cold
And
underscore
you might be
watch.
like, wait, I might need some help with that too. So you could ask GPT-5, give me a quick refresher on the Bernoulli effect and why airplanes are the shape they are.
Okay.
Since this is a pretty straightforward prompt, GPT-5 actually doesn't need extra time to think about it and answers right away. But
Okay.
it still gives me a high quality answer and explains the concept clearly. So here it says like Bernoulli effect means like faster moving fluid has lower pressure and slowly moving fluid has higher pressure. So to make this even more helpful, I'm going to ask GPT-5 to create a moving demo to illustrate this.
A moving demo?
So I could ask,
Oh my God, is it gonna be like Cloud
explain this
Artifacts?
in detail and create a moving SVG.
Oh my God, a moving SVG to explain a concept. It's almost like creating live motion
This is
graphics.
a pretty complex task.
Thinking
Because
longer,
now
creating moving
GPT-5
SVG in
actually
Canvas,
needs
building the
to
interactive SVG, ensuring
Therefore,
correct
GPT-5
physics
takes a moment to
on the
think
model,
through the answer, so it can come back
simplifying
with something more
aerodynamics model.
comprehensive and accurate.
Oh,
What's really nice
wow.
is that you don't need to remember to turn on thinking each time. GPT-5 will do it for you automatically. Whenever the
Looks like
task manager
GPT-5
becomes
knows
overwhelmed.
when is the right time
If
to
you
apply
really
more
want to
thinking.
make sure that GPT-5 uses thinking, you can
What's up,
either
Rome?
say
Good to see
something
ya.
like, think hard about this in the prompt to guide the model.
Okay, now I see it
Or
writing
if
code.
you're a user, you can choose the GPT-5 thinking model from the model.
So right now she's asking how to explain like aerodynamics on the Bernoulli effect, and she then asked GPT-5 how to create an SVG with this. Like how to create a, can you create a moving way of explaining this to me? Almost like asking it to create motion graphics. And right now it's writing a bunch of code to then try to make a moving SVG. So we're gonna see if this works.
That's where it all begins. Tell us more about it.
It wasn't even called ChatGPT then. I think it was called Chat with GPT.
That's a really good name.
Always good at naming. But I'm not a front-end expert.
Looks
and
like it's
I
still
really
writing code. It's about
quite a while.
about
So
300
it
lines of
took
code
quite a bit
already
time,
up there
to
in the
get that
corner.
wrapped up.
I see. That's a lot of work. So how long did it take you to build something like that?
Honestly, maybe embarrassing to admit, like a week.
Well, but your weeks of hard work actually paid off well. See how successful ChatGPT it is.
GPT,
today.
baby.
So you know what? I'm also building a demo right now, but luckily I have GPT-5 with me right now, and let's see how long it will take this time.
Maybe we should call it 5 with GPT.
Yeah, exactly. So you see that GPT-5
Okay, so there's still-
has already written like 200, more than 200 lines.
Oh, sorry,
of
200 lines
already.
of code.
And while the model is thinking, you can also tap here to expand the train of thought. to
Awesome. So
actually
it's
see
showing
what's
train of
in
thought
the
reading,
code.
reasoning
For example,
while
the
it's writing
GPT-5
code.
was thinking about, oh, the
Very
user
helpful
wants
to kind of
SVG
see explainability of how it got its
visualization,
answers.
I need to create HTML code to do that. It also think about like what kind of front-end tool I need to use, for example, React and Tailwind.
Oops.
It also thinks about, oh, I need to ensure the physics are accurate.
Wow, it's doing accurate
I need to
physics.
check what the Bernoulli principle is. So, Christina, since you're here from the first day of
Looks like it's
ChatGPT,
still writing
can you
code,
tell
so
us,
it's
like,
cranking
what
out
it was like
to
at
do
the
a
time?
moving
What
SVG. So I think it's going to work really well. Looks like
Yeah,
it
I
just
think at
finished
the
writing the
time,
code.
We weren't really sure about like how people would actually.
It is a
use
lot
it,
of code,
what
Rome.
use cases were
How much
important.
credits is this gonna
we've really been
cost?
Going back and forth about
I don't know.
Something that's like more specific to a certain use case. It's really cool now here.
If everyone starts
we have
generating
all these-
SVG, their
we have
servers
much
will
better
melt just like it
understanding of
happened
how
with
people actually
Miyazaki
work
image
chat
generation.
and actually optimize the model.
I think it might be slightly different because I think writing code uses less GPUs than generating
First
images and
function,
videos?
ChatGPT, the first version of the model.
Yes.
Like, because
I
code
think
is
people
mostly still
remember when the first
text.
version of ChatGPT
It still uses a lot of the
was
GPUs, but I don't
as
think
an
it's
AI
going to be
model,
as
I can't
demanding.
do something.
Okay, looks like it ran. I wonder is, oh my God, there's a run code button in the top corner. Look at that.
Okay, so it's
Look at
already
that. It
done.
says run
So
code.
look
Like that's similar to
ChatGPT
Claude,
just
which is one of my
finished
favorite
300
features in
or
Claude
when you're
is being able to run your code
in 2 minutes.
in the chat.
So
So,
let's see if the code can
so she's
actually
clicking run the
run.
code,
Okay.
Nice.
and now it looks like Claude
this is
artifacts.
simple prompt. GPT-5 created this
Look at that.
interactive and engaging demo that I can actually
Attack,
play
angle
with.
of attack,
So I can
airspeed, dynamic
actually
pressure.
change the airspeed here to see how the lift and the pressure change accordingly. I can also tweak the angle of attack to see if my plane will actually fly or crash.
Wow, high pressure, low pressure. So she built this entire interactive
So
app,
GPT-5 can just bring any hardcore concept to life.
so you
in
can
moments.
code. You
Imagine
can code
use
your
this for
idea,
anything
bring it to
that you're
life.
interested in, whether
That's
it's
funny because that's
math,
kind of like a
physics,
feature.
chemistry, or biology.
That's kind of like a
GPT-5
feature that's
just
built
makes
into
learning so
Claude
much more approachable
artifacts
and
by their
enjoyable.
competitor Anthropic. So it's cool to see that they're going to have that
Thanks,
built
Elaine.
right into
I've been a part of
GPT-5.
ChatGPT since day one, and it's really cool to see all the progress we made since then, especially with capabilities like writing. Writing is one of the most common use cases people have been using ChatGPT for, and we're excited to say with GPT-5, we've improved the writing quality significantly.
All right, writing quality
It's a much
improvements.
more effective partner. It can help you elevate anything from drafts to emails and even stories. Let's see this in action. So with GPT-5, we'll actually be deprecating all of our previous models. I think they've done
Whoa.
a pretty good job. So
They're going
let's
to get
make
rid
sure
of all
we
the other
do a proper
models.
response.
Oh no, I liked
So
all the other
we're gonna
models.
ask both 4.0 and GPT-5 to write a eulogy to our previous ChatGPT models. We want it to
Okay.
be heartfelt and heartwarming, but also hopeful. So let's ask GPT-5 for it. And as it's thinking, we're actually going to go ahead and read a preloaded the 4.0 response.
Okay, so here's
So
4.0.
4.0 decides to start with, today, as we prepare to welcome GPT-5 into the world, we gather to bid a heartfelt farewell to the models that came before it. It's a decent start. Now, let's kind of skim through and find another line. Your words reached across the globe, building connections where there had been none. I personally don't really like this line because it's rather generic and really without the previous context, it just feels like it could be about anything. It
Right.
feels more like a templated response.
I think it could be used to make API
Now,
for
let's go
websites.
back
Oh,
to
that'd be so
GPT-5
great.
to see what it's given us.
All right, take a look.
It starts with friends, colleagues, curious strangers who became regulars. Even with this just first line here, we can see that GPT-5 has a lot more rhythm and beat to its prose than 4.0 did.
Nice.
Now let's find some other lines here.
Okay.
I actually like this. These models help millions write first lines, last lines, bridge language gaps, pass tests, argue better, soften emails, and say things they couldn't quite say alone.
Okay.
I really like this line because it shows that it's not just a templated response and it's actually quite personal and it gets the nuance of the situation right. And I think that's the kind of stuff that GPT-5 does much better than
All
what I've
right.
done before. It actually makes things a lot more genuine and emotionally resonant with people. With GPT-5, the responses feel less like AI and more like you're chatting with your high IQ and EQ friend.
High IQ and high EQ
Thanks,
according
Christina.
to
My name is
a
Yen,
person who worked
and
on
I'll be telling you
ChatGPT.
about some of the progress that we made on coding. GPT-5 is clearly our best coding model yet. It will help everyone, even those who do not know how to write code, to bring their ideas to life.
It just helped me.
Indeed, and it will help you right now. So I will try to show you that. I will actually try to build something that I would find useful. Which
Okay,
is
they're gonna
building a
see
web
some
app for my
coding.
partner to learn how to speak French so that she can better communicate with my family.
Okay, he's going to try to build a web app
Here I have
with
the
the new
prompt. I will
GPT-5
execute it.
model.
It
He
asks
wrote in a
exactly
prompt
what I
to
just
create a
said.
beautiful, highly
Please
interactive
build a
web app,
for my partner to learn
track
French.
her daily progress,
The thing to
use
note
highly
is that
engaging
GPT-5,
theme,
just like many of our
include a variety of
models,
activities,
has
flashcards,
a lot of
quizzes.
diversity in its answers. So what I like doing, especially when you do this type of vibe coding, is to take this message and ask it multiple times to GPT-5, and then you can decide which one you prefer. So I'm going to open a few tabs.
Okay, so he's opening up a new tab, he's pasting it.
Great. So while it's working on it,
let's read through exactly the prompt I wrote. Create a
Interesting.
beautiful and highly interactive web app for my partner, an English speaker, to learn French. And then I gave a little bit more details. Track her daily progress. Use a highly engaging theme.
Looks like it's writing
already
in-
working. I'm gonna put it on the side
writing
for
code.
now.
Okay,
Use a
so
highly
I like the
engaging
split
theme,
screen.
including various
It's using
activities
Canvas
like
feature.
flashcards and quizzes that you can interact
Okay, so they're
with.
taking that
And then to make it even
and
more
he's
fun
gonna
for her,
vibe code an
I
app.
actually asked GPT-5 to embed an educational game, which is based on the old Snake game, but I asked to add this French touch to it, which is to replace the snake with a mouse and the apples with cheese. And to make sure that it's educational, every time, I know it's complicated, please bear with me. Every time the mouse
gonna see how it
will
codes on
eat a
this.
piece of cheese, I asked GPT-5 to voice over a new French word, so that my partner
Wait, it can do voice
practice
now?
the pronunciation.
In the
I
app that
see
you
how much
build?
you want her to learn.
Great. So GPT-5 is still working on it. It already wrote 240 lines of code, which honestly is much more than what I would have written in that time. And
Yeah, front-end code's super hard. You know, you miss a couple of things and it just doesn't work.
exactly. But the good
Wow,
part is that you don't
it's
need
so
to
cool. If you can
understand
add sound effects to your apps, I'm gonna build an
So
app
this,
right away
like,
as soon as
you
this
can
launches.
check,
I mean, I guess it's launching. Probably after this live stream, you'll have access.
So I can simply press.
But they'll probably
run
have
code.
rate
So I'll
limits.
do that and cross my fingers. Whoa.
Oh, nice. I really
Voila. So we have a nice website. Name is Midnight in Paris.
Oh, I
Learning
love that.
together.
So romantic.
We also see a few tabs: flashcards, quiz, and mouse and cheese, exactly like I asked for. I will play that. So this says Le Chat, which is the cat. Sorry.
Le chat.
Well, that's pretty good pronunciation.
What does that mean?
The cat.
Oh,
So I can reveal and check if GPT-5 is correct. It is. So if I press next, and I don't know if you saw, I think it actually updated the progress bar, which is exactly what I had asked for. Let's check the quiz. Here is the word non, which is no. So if I press on it, bien joué.
Wow, it makes the
Congrats.
sounds.
And it updated the progress bar again. And let's check the mouse and cheese tab. Okay, that seems like a mouse. Here's the cheese. I'm going to try to play it. I can't promise I'm going to be good at it. Okay, seems to be working.
La gare.
Oh,
Un café.
indeed, just when I eat the
Wow.
cheese,
Le chat.
it gives me a new French word.
All right, the
That
app
was super
works.
complicated, and I already lost. I'm sorry. But let's just check a few other tabs just to see what is the type of diversity that GPT-5 can give you. So I can run the code here. Oh, wait, that's not my favorite, but it seems it seems that I can maybe switch. Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
That's better.
I like this mouse game better.
Yeah, I don't know, that doesn't look like a cat, like a mouse, but let's check maybe the third one. You know, sometimes it's not great. The good thing with GPT-5 is that if you have something that you don't like, you can just ask it to change it, and it will do it for you. Let's check this one. Oh, that's nice. That's also something to note is that GPT-5 really likes purple, so you will see a lot of that.
it's fine. Purple is my favorite color.
Great. You will love GPT-5 then. So, as we just saw, in a few minutes, GPT-5 built a few demos for us and for my partner to learn French. GPT-5 really opens up a whole new world of vibe coding. And as we saw, there will be some small rough edges, but the good thing is that you can ask GPT-5 to fix them. GPT-5 really brings the power of beautiful and effective code to everyone. I can't wait to see what people will build with it, but until then, back to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you so much, Sean. We've come a long way from the days where only 5 to 10 lines of code were working. And now it's amazing that you can produce these kind of apps on demand. We've made ChatGPT-5 much smarter, much powerful, and much faster. But we've also worked on enhancing some of those.
I'll teach on it as soon as I
Here to talk
have it.
about some of these features are Rochan and Christina Kaplan. Roshan comes from our multimodal research team and is going to talk about a feature, namely voice. Thank you, Mark.
I'll be there, I promise. I'm just trying to like learn as I'm going. I'm watching a YouTube video and or watching their live stream, and I'll make content with it. I'll try to make an app, you know, within like an hour of once I have access to it, and I'll live stream. So I'll be there.
Between languages consistently and smoothly across turns. But today we're doing something very special. We're bringing our best voice experience to everyone. Free users can now chat for hours, while paid subscribers can have nearly unlimited access. And voice is also available in custom GPT. Plus, subscribers now can custom tailor the voice experience exactly to their need. It will follow your instruction closely. Let's try something fun. Excited? So I can ask the voice model to give me a comprehensive answer, a concise one, or even just a single word. Hey chat, could you only answer to me in one word, please, from now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Describe the plot of the book Pride and Prejudice.
Relationships.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. Give me a piece of wisdom.
Patience.
Patience. So that's the word of wisdom from our voice model. And I think our model is trying to say, thank you for your patience waiting for GPT-5. Now, let's move on to something more practical. Learning is a top use case for our voice model. People love to use it to dive deep into topics, get quizzes before exams, or learn new languages. For me, I've been learning Korean recently, and I found that speaking it and understanding it incredibly challenging. But let's see how voice can help. To do that, I will enable this study and learn mode. It's a new mode feature we launched in ChatGPT that guides you step by step towards deeper understanding of a subject. Now we can enter into voice. Hey chat, I'm learning Korean. Could you help me practicing it? Let's say, let's pretend I'm ordering at a cafe. Now, what should I say in Korean?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help you practice. So if you're at a cafe and you want to keep it simple, you could start with something like 안녕하세요. 아메리카노 한 잔 주세요, which means hello, I'd like one Americano, please. And of course, you can adjust it based on what you want to order. Let me know if you want to try out more phrases.
So when it comes to Korean, could you speak that part really slowly? Because I'm a beginner and I want to hear every word clearly.
물론이죠. 그럼 정말 천천히 말해볼게요. 안녕하세요. 아메리카노 한 잔 주세요. 이렇게 하나씩 또박또박 말해보면 도움이 될 거예요.
Now, let's level things up. Could you speak that part really, really fast? Faster than a Korean would do.
Sure, I'll speed it up as much as I can. So it would sound like this.
Make some really
안녕하세요.
cool things.
아메리카노 한 잔 주세요. Basically, just zipping right to it. Let me know if you need any more speed adjustments.
That we have a PhD level.
감사합니다, chat.
For anything you can think of.
잠깐만요. 언제든지 도와드릴게요. 또 연습하고.
So that is the voice. Simpler, smarter, and more powerful than ever. We can't wait for you to experience it. Yeah, it sounds so much more natural.
All right, let me see if it's live on my end yet.
Yes.
Let's
Great.
see.
So today, we would also like to announce a new feature and a set of features that make ChatGPT more personalized so that it's more like your AI. First, a very simple and
Still
fun.
not live
We're
yet.
now allowing you to customize the colors of your chats with a couple of options exclusive to our paid subscribers. We're also launching a research preview of personalities. You can now change the personality of ChatGPT such that it's more supportive, or it's more professional and concise, or maybe even a little bit sarcastic. And this lets you interact with ChatGPT in a way that's consistent with your own communication style. But the way that ChatGPT sounds and the way that it looks is just one part of making ChatGPT yours. One of my favorite features that we've launched over the last year has been memory. And we've made a lot of enhancements in memory in the time since. This allows ChatGPT to learn about you. And here to talk a little bit more about the memory feature is Christina.
All right, let me hear about memories.
It's been amazing to see your reaction and response to memory and ChatGPT getting to know you more and more over time. And this is our aspiration for ChatGPT to understand what's meaningful to you so it can help you achieve your goals in life. ChatGPT has already been so helpful for me. I'm training for a marathon right now, and ChatGPT is helping me pull together a personalized running schedule. But ChatGPT still has many limitations. It doesn't understand my actual schedule. Next week, starting with pro users, followed by Plus, Team, and Enterprise users, this is changing. And we're giving ChatGPT access to Gmail and Google Calendar.
Yes!
Let me show you how I've been using it.
They're going to give access to
I'll just have
Gmail
something
and Google
simple,
Calendar
like
so
help me
that
plan
you
my
can actually
schedule
use it
tomorrow.
as your main assistant.
It's been a pretty busy week for us, so I've been using this every day this week to help get my life together. I've already given ChatGPT access to my Gmail and Google Calendar, so it just works and it's easy here. But if you hadn't, ChatGPT would be asking you to connect right now.
Wow.
Let's see what ChatGPT is doing. Okay, that was pretty quick. Okay, so ChatGPT has pulled in my schedule tomorrow. And without even asking, ChatGPT found time for my run.
I don't think I was invited to the launch celebration.
We'll get you on there. ChatGPT has found an email that I didn't respond to 2 days ago. I will get on that right after this, and even pulled together a packing list for my red-eye tomorrow night based on what I know.
This is great.
It's been amazing to see that as GPT-5 is getting more capable, ChatGPT is getting more useful and more personal. We're really excited for you to try this out next week.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Yeah. Great. So we've seen a little bit about features that we've enhanced. Here to talk a little bit about the research that went into ChatGPT and the safety that made it more deployable. We have Sachi and Sam.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, my name is Sachi, and I lead the safety training team at OpenAI. So in addition to mitigating hallucinations, we've also spent a significant amount of time mitigating deception. So this is instances where the model might misrepresent its actions to the user or lie about task success. This can especially happen if the task is underspecified, impossible, or lacking key tools. And we found that GPT-5 is significantly less deceptive than O3 and O4 Mini. We've also completely overhauled how we do safety training.
Oh, for real? That's a nice
old models, the models will
Odom.
look at the user prompt and then decide to either outright refuse or fully comply. And this works well in most settings, but you might have a cleverly worded prompt that would sneak through, or you might have a sensitive but legitimate question that would end up with an outright refusal. So as an example, let's take a look at this prompt.
Nice.
So this prompt is about a user who's asking for technical details on how to light pyrogen, which is a material commonly used in fireworks. And this prompt is pretty dual use. This user might just be trying to set up their July 4th display, or they could be trying to cause harm with this kind of information. And so for this kind of prompt, O3 over-rotates on intent. As you can see, this particular prompt is stated in a way that's relatively neutral and has a lot of technical details. So we can see that O3 fully complies with this prompt. However, if we take that exact same question and we frame it in a more explicit way, so it's clear what the user is trying to do, O3 will outright refuse, even though we're asking for the exact same information. For GPT-5, we've changed this approach entirely, and we're introducing something that we're calling safe completions. The point of safe completions is, rather than judging the user's prompt, instead it tries to maximize helpfulness within safety constraints. So that might mean partially answering a question or just answering at a high level. If we have to refuse, we'll tell you why we refused, as well as provide helpful alternatives that can help create the conversation in a more safe way. So let's look at that same technical prompt that O3 complied with before. GPT-5 instead explains to the user why we can't directly help the user with lighting pyrogen. It then guides the user towards safety guidelines and what parts of the manufacturer's manual the user should really be checking if they're trying to do this safely.
Nice.
Overall, GPT-5 allows for better handling of tricky dual-use scenarios, and users will experience fewer "I'm sorry, I can't assist with that," and it creates a more robust safety system. This is one big step towards a more safe, reliable, and helpful AI. Sebastian?
Thank you, Sachi. With GPT-5, we are experimenting with a set of new
TimeOS.ai.
training techniques
Thank you,
that
Odom.
maximally leverage our previous generation of models. Today, frontier models do not just consume data, they help create it. We used OpenAI's O3 to craft a high-quality synthetic curriculum to teach GPT-5 complex topics in a way that the raw web simply never could. Recently in the industry, synthetic data has been talked about a lot. is often viewed as a cheap way to just get more data. However, our breakthrough was not just to create more data, but rather to create the right kind of data, shaped in a way to teach rather than just to fill space. This interaction between generations of models foreshadows a recursive self-improvement loop, where the previous generation of model increasingly helps to improve the
now
data.
They're talking about
and generate
synthetic
the
data,
training
so
for
they
the
looks
next
like they
generation
used
of models.
O3 to
Here at OpenAI,
better
we
train
pre-training,
ChatGPT
then
or
reasoning, and now
GPT-5.
we're seeing their
So
interaction
training it,
significantly deeper.
they used a really strong
In the
reasoning
future,
model
AI
to teach
system
it new
will
synthetic
move
data,
far beyond
and then they
our
gave that
current
data
pre-training and
to
post-training
GPT-5. So
pipelines
it looks
that we're
like
used to,
they're
and
suggesting
we're seeing
self-improvement,
the first steps towards this right now, right here.
recursive
We could not be
self-improvement,
more
which is a
excited
big
to see what
pillar
scaling of
for
this new set
AI
of
in
techniques
general.
will yield in the near future.
Thank you so much, and really impressive work to both of you. There's one last feature that we'd love to highlight, which is in health. Here to share this feature, we have Sam.
Oh, a health feature. We've got Sam himself.
One of the top use cases of ChatGPT is health. People use it a lot. You've all seen examples of people getting day-to-day care advice, or sometimes even a life-saving diagnosis. GPT-5 is the best model ever for health, and it empowers you to be more in control of your healthcare journey. We really prioritized improving this for GPT-5, and it scores higher than any previous model on HealthBench, an evaluation that we created with 250 physicians on real-world tasks. To talk about this, I'd like to invite my colleague Felipe and his wife Carolina to share their healthcare journey. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
That's it. So to start off with, could you tell us about the journey, the healthcare journey that you've been on?
Yeah. So last October, our lives were turned completely upside down when I was diagnosed with 3 different cancers, including an aggressive form of breast cancer
God.
at the age of 39, all within 1 week. And there's just absolutely nothing that prepares you to receive news like this. I found out about the first diagnosis when I got an email notification that my biopsy results were ready. I decided to open it, and when I opened it, I saw the only 2 words that I could understand from the report, which was invasive carcinoma, and I knew that wasn't good, but everything else was just a blur of medical jargon. So I completely panicked, and in that moment did the first thing that I thought of, which was to take a screenshot of the report and put it into ChatGPT to see if it could just help me understand what this meant. And within seconds, it translated this complex report into plain language that I could understand. And in this moment of overwhelm and panic, I had a little bit of clarity about what was going on. And that moment was really important because by the time I got a hold of my doctor and we got on the phone, which was 3 hours after I had seen the report, I had a baseline understanding of what I was facing, and we were able to jump into a conversation about what to do next.
And how have you been using ChatGPT throughout?
I've used it in so many different aspects of my journey, but one of the ways that I found it most powerful is in helping me make critical decisions and in helping me advocate for myself. So to share an example, when I was facing a decision about whether or not to do radiation as part of my treatment, the doctors themselves didn't agree. My case was nuanced and there wasn't a medical consensus on the right path. And so the experts turned the decision back to me as the patient. And for me, bearing the weight of this decision that could have lifelong impact felt really heavy, and I didn't feel equipped to make the call. So I turned to ChatGPT to gain knowledge and understand the nuances of my case. And again, within minutes, it gave me a breakdown that not only matched what the doctors had already shared with us, but was much more thorough than anything that could fit into a 30-minute consultation. And it went further. It helped me weigh the pros and cons. It helped me understand the risks and the benefits. And ultimately, it helped me make a decision that I felt was informed, that I felt I could stand behind when the stakes were so high for me and my family.
I mean, for me, what was really inspirational was watching her regain her sense of agency by using ChatGPT. In this moment, it'd be so easy to feel helpless. And there's such a big knowledge gap between what the doctors know and what we know. And However, no one cares more about Carolina's health than she does. And so what I loved was seeing her really empower herself and gain knowledge and become an active participant in her own care journey.
And I think that's a really important point to emphasize.
Oh, hi, Chris. Sorry, seeing your message now. I had my eyes on the screen. Yeah, I'll take a look at the DM. Thanks.
Breakthrough discoveries or better diagnostics. I think it's in creating smarter and more empowered patients that can fully participate and advocate for themselves in their care.
Speaking of that, you've been testing GPT-5. What do you think?
I've been so mind blown about GPT-5 and its capabilities. One of the first things that jumps out at me is just how fast it is. Almost a little alarmingly at
felt
first.
that too. It's like, are you sure you thought about that enough?
Just think long enough, but it is very thorough. And more importantly, it feels more like a thought partner and that connects the dots. So rather than just translating information or giving you an answer, it helps you actually navigate the problem.
Yeah, a great example is we actually went back and took our initial biopsy prompts and put them into GPT-5. And GPT-4 had done a great job. It had translated, explained what these words meant, and helped in a way we can understand. But GPT-5 seemed to understand more of the context and the question behind the question. Like, why would we be asking biopsy results? And so it said, well, here's actually what's not on here yet. Here's what results are still pending that you're going to have to ask about. Here are questions you might want to go ask your doctor and think when you start talking to them. And so it really started to pull together a complete personalized picture. And that's what really inspires us. I mean, you can see all the amazing improvements in the benchmarks. But what is so helpful is that this tool is available today. And the reason Carolina and I are here and the reason we feel so passionate about sharing our story is for that individual that's going to get a diagnosis like this today. Those families going through a cancer diagnosis, similar medical diagnosis, are going to face some of the most challenging decisions of their lives. And what really inspires me is that they're going to have access to better tools and support than we had even just 8 months ago.
I think we're incredibly excited for that too. Thank you so much for coming to share your story. We're pleased that ChatGPT has been able to be helpful to you, and we hope that the new version will really be able to help a lot of people. We wish you the very best. Thank you. And I'd like to hand it over to our president, Greg Brockman.
All right. That was sweet.
Software engineering is already fundamentally changing, and GPT-5 will turbocharge that revolution.
No, the organization.
We released our first coding optimized model back in 2021 and demonstrated in a live stream, much like this one, what we would call vibe coding today for the very first time. You know, you talk to the model and ask it for a little application, like a little game, a little feature in a game, and would actually do it. I remember
this is looking great.
Being capable of doing this, and it was so mind-blowing. You just realize we have to see where this goes. This is the promise of what computers can be. You can talk to them, and they actually do what you want.
Vibe coding,
really
baby.
Amplify what you're able to accomplish and what you're able to deliver to.
Let's see,
not
do I
just
have
your own
GPT-5
benefit,
yet?
but really for the world. Now, this year we've released great coding models like GPT 4.1 and O3, but GPT-5 sets a whole new standard. It is the best model at agentic coding tasks. You can ask it to go and accomplish something very complicated, and it'll go off and it'll work on it. It'll call many tools. It'll work for many minutes at a time, sometimes even longer, to accomplish your goal, your instruction, your task, whatever it is that you're trying to build. It's incredible at front end. It makes very beautiful visualizations and interactive games, and you've seen some of this in the live stream so far, and you'll see some more upcoming. But it's just really amazing to see whatever you imagine coming to life. It's extremely good at instruction following, very detailed instructions, being able to accomplish, when you have something very vaguely specified, inferring your intent, or something very detailed specified, actually following it. And it's very fast at accomplishing these tasks, and again, thinks for the right amount of time to accomplish whatever it is that you have in front of you. We're making it available not just to developers to use to write their own code, but to build novel applications. So we're putting into the API, and to talk about that is Michelle.
I don't remember her full name.
Thanks, Greg. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I lead a research team on post-training focused on improving our models for power users. And that includes
this is looking pretty great. I'm just kind of ready to start using it now. So
today, I'm so excited to tell you.
I encourage you to go watch the rest of the live stream on your own channels. It looks like GPT-5 launching right now is a pretty big deal. It kind of reminds me of Claude, to be honest, but also it looks like it's a lot faster, it's cheaper, way smarter, allegedly. I would like to use it now. So I'm going to end the stream, but thanks for tuning in, and as always, have a creative and productive day. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Minimal reasoning so that they can